Welcome to another video. In today's video we are going to be reorganizing my pantry, and as you can see, it's gotten a little bit messy since the last time that we did it. I think it's been like a little over 10 months. So for me, I always like to reevaluate my organizational systems, because over time we evolve, we might realize that things are not working for us anymore. I'm like in pre-nesting mode where I just want my house to be super organized and decluttered before I give birth. So I want this to be a space where I really love, and I kind of can navigate and store everything and know where everything is. Before we get started, I do want to talk about what's been working in this pantry, and I will say it's the clear food containers. Like, I really think these have made it a lot easier just to cook when you can kind of see your rice, your beans, and it's all in like a smaller container as opposed to like a really big one. Another thing that's been working are these like wire baskets. Let me pull one out. These wire baskets, you can kind of see everything in it. And I would say that the onion wire baskets down here, these wire baskets have been really helpful to store my onions in. Now, what's not been working, or what I really dislike, is not being able to see what's in containers. So for instance, these wicker baskets, they look really nice when you look into the pantry because they can hide some things, but I don't really know what's in them, and I never really reach for what's in here. So I think it becomes like wasted space. So I think I'm gonna repurpose these or move them somewhere else in the home. Another thing that's not really working is these like shelf baskets. Let me pull one out. So they just look really unorganized. They just become this way. I don't know how else to utilize these, but everything in it just kind of looks really sloppy and messy, and I just end up shoving things in these baskets. Also, the very top shelf of here, I rarely ever utilize these things. I know that the purpose of like the tippy top shelf where you can't really reach is to put things you rarely use. That way you're not like always having to like get on the ladder and get things, but it just feels like wasted space to me. So I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna try putting things that I actually use a little bit more regularly than what's up there. The last thing I don't love is this over the door rack. I like it to store cans, but I don't like the bottom of it. It just feels like unorganized, and it just feels like we just shove things there and they're kind of spilling over the actual what do you call this, like just the space we have to work with. So I don't like that things, just random things, live here. It looks like an eyesore. So I'm gonna experiment and see if I can move this to a different space and maybe just get either a different over the door organizer with like deeper baskets, or just kind of get rid of it altogether. I'm gonna test it out and see what works best. This is a closer look at the before of the pantry. I don't like storing things really low on this organizer. Plus, a lot of these things just look really messy. That's why I want to get rid of it. I think I'm gonna move it to the laundry closet because we could use another organizer in there. With all that said, I'm gonna remove everything from my pantry and clean and then put things back in. As I remove everything, I'm gonna set it all out and go through what to keep and what to maybe get rid of or store. As I'm emptying out this pantry, I'm realizing that it really could use a fresh coat of white paint, which is something that I'll probably ask my husband to help me with in the near future. I like to group pantry items into similar categories. So here we have our pastas, our grains, and quinoa, things like that. Then in this next basket, I have some baking supplies, sugar, hot chocolate supplies, and coffee stuff. One thing I love to do is use any vertical space that I have available. So I'm using this shelf riser, I believe that they're called. I'm storing the cans under here, and I was thinking about getting like those can organizers, but I like this approach just as much, and I kind of like the fact that it reminds me of a supermarket. Like, you can kind of see the face of everything. I'm sorting through everything and just checking the expiration date. Also, I just want to make sure that I like everything and use everything in this pantry. Things that I don't like and don't use will most likely be donated. I had to move this cabinet from my office space to the dining room / entryway because we were making the office space the nursery room. It used to hold my craft supplies, but now it's empty, so I'm using this to store some of the hosting supplies that I had in the pantry really high up above in the shelves. So I'm storing some like serving trays, a charcuterie board, plastic forks, some napkins, and other hosting supplies. So I like the way this turned out because now I know that if I have people over, I can just go in this cabinet and get what I need. And these are just some items that I will be donating to either somebody or a local donation store near me. So again, this is the before look of the pantry. It looks chaotic. Everything except the cans looks chaotic. And this is the after look of the pantry. The wall looks so bare. I think I might get an organizer after all. Here is the rest of it. I think it looks a lot more cohesive. And I use the bottom as extra storage. Here in this basket, I just keep some dish drying mats. I also have some additional organizers and protein powders that I can't use right now because I'm pregnant. I put the charcuterie board here because they didn't fit in the other cabinet, along with some aluminum trays. Here I have some like baking stuff, like boxes. and miscellaneous things. I also have my salt and pepper, some bowls that I need that are too big to fit anywhere else, extra appliances, and my canned goods, my stock, protein powders that I can use while I'm pregnant. Then I have like the onions, the pastas, the potatoes in the bottom. And these pastas are my husband's, so I just keep them all in this one bin because he likes to buy a lot of lentil pasta. That is it for this pantry organization video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you in the next one. Bye.